Well, this is Steve Ridgel, and I'm going to confess that preachers steal stuff. Preachers are all, and now some preachers don't even hide it. They just take sermons from other people and just preach them. Don't even tell people they did that. Others steal stories. Sometimes preachers get ideas. So what you're going to hear today is some really good advice about this year, and I stole it. I stole it from my neighbor 2 doors down, Jack Hardcastle. He's on staff at Hillcrest Church of Christ, where my wife and I go to church, and it's okay with Jack if I steal this. He told me I could steal this. So here are 3 things Jack talks about that I think are really helpful for everyone this year. And here they are. Honor the past, live in the present, look to the future. That's great advice in our personal life. It's great advice for churches. I do think we ought to honor the past. I think we ought to as individuals, because there are people that have impacted your journey with Jesus and helped you get to the place you are. People you owe an enormous debt of gratitude to, and we ought to honor them. And they may not have done things like we would do them now, but they really helped us find Jesus. Churches ought to honor their past. Every church I know was built on the shoulders of great people of faith. May not have done everything perfectly, may could have done a lot of things better, but they did a good job. And we need to honor those people. We don't need to live in our past. We need to live in our present. The past is gone. Whatever good things we honor, whatever bad things we have to get past, the past is the past, and we need to let the past be the past. So live in today. That's a very biblical concept, to live in today, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. The Lord may come back. You may die of a heart attack or have a car crash. Things may radically change. But right now, just today, live in the present today. So honor your past, but live in the present. And it's okay to look to the future, because I don't want to live in the future. I don't want to waste today hoping for a better future tomorrow. But I do think it's okay sometimes to look forward and say, what do I want my life to look like? When my wife and I were young parents, one of the things we wanted as we looked to the future was to say, we want to have healthy, mature, faithful Christian adult children. That's what we wanted. And to get there, we had to very much live in the present. But we had an idea of what we wanted. I sometimes talk to married couples that have been married 50, 60 years and say, so how did you get there? And never has anybody said, well, we just concentrated on 50 years. They all say what they did that day. They held hands, they forgave each other, they told each other they loved each other. Most of the good ones I know depended on God for the core of their marriage. They did that every day. And then one day they woke up and they were in their future. I think churches do that too. We honor the past, we live in the present, and we look to the future. Now, somebody says, here it comes. You want us to change everything. Well, no, but a lot of things are going to change, just like they've always changed. I doubt very much Paul, if he came to preach in the town I live in West Texas, would rapidly identify a church for what it is. He didn't preach in buildings like we have. I don't know that he would understand how to drive a car. I don't know that he would know how to get on an airplane and fly somewhere to preach. So, of course, things change. I suspect church in the future won't be centered around big buildings and one guy giving the 90% of the message from God every week. I think churches will be smaller, more mobile, more adaptable, use more people. I think churches will be different. But I may be wrong. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not sure 50 years ago anyone knew either. So I really like what I learned from my friend Jack Hardcastle. Honor the past, live in the present, look to the future. So thanks, Jack. Let's do that in 2022.